All right, got the chair out, got the coffee, freshly brewed coffee. Yeah, we're gonna talk about a couple things here. All right, I think that looks, I think that looks a little better. All right, I think that looks a little better. So yeah, I mean, a few things have changed, to say the least, and I guess I can start off by saying thank you for everyone who gave me those great words of encouragement in my last video or two videos ago, where I expressed some of the mental struggles I deal with in my current employment and where I'm at in life. I'm in a weird transitional phase in my life right now where I know I need to make a change. And at 33 years old, it's very scary to make a change or take a leap or take a risk, especially when you're the sole provider. And in this economy, it's very risky to take any type of risk. So definitely, aviation is looking like the route I want to go. Definitely some type of technical work, and aviation and technician. Both of those combined, I think that's a no-brainer for me. That's definitely where I want to go. So thank you. I'm actually really surprised with how many people recommended aviation and aviation maintenance. The last couple of weeks, I've been doing some research and doing my part on getting the VA. If you guys don't know, I'm a veteran. Getting the VA to cover the schooling costs is definitely not easy. So you guys, if you're a veteran, you know how difficult that can be, especially when it's July and school seasons are like right around the corner. So I don't know. I was told that I won't hear back for another 2 to 4 months, which a little ridiculous if you ask me, but it is what it is. At this point, it's just a waiting game. So, like I said, I'm in a. It's been a few things have changed, and it's been the transitional time in my life. And right after that video that I made, I think I kind of spoke about how there's some life changing things coming in my life. And I spoke about going back to school for aviation maintenance, and then I also found out my wife was pregnant. So that was just a lot of things being thrown at me at the time, and I was ready to embrace it all. I mean, I'm still ready to embrace it all. Unfortunately, God had different plans for my wife and I, and we are no longer expecting the baby. My wife is fine and healthy. Obviously, this was a very shocking and sad time, to say the least, but yeah, it was very confusing, very sad, and very scary, very scary. So, with that all being said, I was like in a phase of like panic, and the first thing I wanted to do was, I'm actually sweating talking about it, but like I said, my wife's health, my wife's health comes first, and this is a time of confusion and a lot of whys, but we're just trusting the plan, and we're still pushing forward. So my wife's doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better. It was just a scary and unfortunate time for us, really. And in the midst of all this confusion and anger and whys and my job and obviously my passions, I really thought about like burning it all down. I was thinking about just selling my bikes, pretty much just like sitting in the hole of sorrow and just kind of shutting everything down, shutting social media down, shutting YouTube down. But in the midst of all that, it's pretty ironic. I've had a few people that I've looked up to as inspiration, such as like 5 Speed Cycles, Drew from Evolution Cycles, talking to some of the guys from Jam City, and just been getting a lot of confirmation. People have reached out to me that I once looked up as inspiration, and they know I exist, and I'm like, whoa, like I actually might be doing something with this channel. I don't know, because to me, I'm just being me, and I'm just trying to keep it real. And I guess, like, in the world full of, like I've said before, artificial bullshit. Like being real is like so, it's such a rare thing to find, I guess. So in the midst of all that confusion, I was like, F this, I'm burning this whole thing down. Like why? And I'm so angry at the world, and I'm just gonna sit in the hole, sit in my bed, and just F the world. But I've had a few people reach out who didn't know I was going through this, and giving me some confirmation that like, hey, I might be onto something. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep the channel up. I'm gonna keep it going. There's no point in me sitting in sorrow and just fucking crying about what's happened to my wife and I. So here we are, another video, and I'm glad I didn't shut it down. Because as you guys see, got my bike back today, and went out for a quick spin. Just got a few things adjusted on it. The clutch needed adjusted. I have that Scorpion, and just need to be adjusted. And going out for a ride today was so therapeutic. And I just realized that I don't want to live without a bike. Can I live without a bike? Probably, but I don't want to. And it's just what I enjoy. It's what kind of separates me from all the bullshit that I deal with. And here we are. Bike's back in the garage. Content will be rolling. I mean, it's 100 degrees out, so I don't know how much riding I'll be doing, but I'm going to try to do my best to get in as many miles as I can. I mean, I'm sitting in my garage. It's almost 6 o'clock, and I'm sweating my ass off. I just felt a sweat droplet slide down my calf, so that tells you how hot it is out here. But as to the bike, yeah, it's a beauty. I love it. Like I said, it's my first Dyna. It's an Evo Dyna, so for me, that's just like, I've never had a twin cam, so I can't really talk much about twin cams, but an Evo Dyna with a Thunder header, I just think it's like bread and butter, man. It sounds so good. It's smooth. Obviously, I like carbureted bikes with the throttle response. So the throttle response with this, plus the chain drive, I'm just like super happy, super stoked with this. And I really can't say bad things about it. I get tons of DMs asking me, hey, how do you compare the Dyna to the FXR? Dude, I don't know. Similar but different, Obviously, there's a big following with FXRs as there is Dynas. For me, right now, at this very moment, I don't know, it sounds cliche, like, oh, this is the best bike. Really? I love all bikes. I mean, if you gave me an MA, I'll tell you, yeah, it's the best bike I have. I just love whatever bike I have. Similarities is the throttle response, engine, the way they sound. But definitely rides a little different. The FXR, I can whip it around, was really small. Well, I mean, was smaller than this Dyna. But this Dyna, for me and my body type, I feel like the Dyna carries me better. I'm a bigger dude, 220 pounds, 5'8". I felt like I was a little bigger for the FXR, where here with a 4-over on the forks, 14-inch rear shock, I just feel like I fit a little better on this bike. So, not saying that I'll never get an FXR. I mean, I always put in for FXR giveaways. Clearly I haven't won, but I put them in. If I win a free FXR, yeah, sweet. I probably will be saying, yeah, the FXR is the best bike I ever had. So, both of these bikes very comparable, yet different. Right now, I'm really enjoying the Dyna. A few things I want to change that are bothering me. Number one is the Lucky Dave's bar. They're great, but I'm realizing that I think they're 14, maybe 16-inch bars. So as they go up, they pull back a little more, and I do feel a little constricted there. So I am thinking of doing some thrashing bar and risers to give me that adjustability. And if I do that, I'm thinking of relocating the gauges so I can have the gauges up, because I get tired of looking down at the tank to make sure that I'm being a law-abiding citizen on the highways. Quick update there on everything that's been going on with the 10 West channel, the bike, and my personal life. I know I put a poll out there if you guys want me to sprinkle a little bit of my personal life. It was very 50-50. It was like 7 votes for yes and like 6 votes for no. So, or vice versa. So, I'll sprinkle some of the real raw shit that I deal with in my life. If you guys like it, then cool. If you guys don't like it, then I'll stop. It's that simple. But I just try to be raw and real and be honest with you guys with some of the shit I deal with. I have no shame in my losses, and I'm a real dude who goes through real shit. So that's what we got going on. Oh, and I'm not saying I'm going to upload every week, but whenever I do upload, I think I'm going to upload on Fridays. So if you're watching this, that means I've filmed this and uploaded it the same day because it is Friday today. So we'll see if my wife lets me hide in the office for a couple hours to edit, because it does take me at least 2 hours to edit these videos. So I'm thinking Fridays, Friday afternoon-ish, I'm going to be uploading the video. Now, is it every Friday? Probably not. I'd like to put a video up every Friday, whether it's just a video like this, me chatting in the garage, telling you guys what's going on. That's what I got going on. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, just want to thank you guys for the support. It's been unreal to see the channel grow from something that I started as like a secret passion project, and then it kind of blew up, and then being recognized in the street. Someone recognized me in my town, and I was like, what the hell? And I was like kind of embarrassed. I was like, holy shit, like, who is this dude? And he knows who I am. I told my wife, it was like, caught me off guard. But my wife, my wife's an angel, and she was like, hey, take it for what it is. Like, you're being recognized. And then, having some of like the people that I've looked up to, like, know the channel, has been like a big, like, WTF moment where I'm like, really? Like, what my channel is? You know who I am? So I don't know. I guess I'm doing something. I guess I'm doing something cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I also cut my hair. So no more long hair. No more trying to grow the ponytail. Just had to let that shit go. It'll be fades from here on out.